I found my fiancée active on 3 dating apps. Her profile: single, no drama. I didn't confront her. I just created a fake profile and arranged a date. When she showed up at the restaurant, I was sitting there with her bags packed. I, 31 male, was 3 months away from getting married. Venue booked, deposits paid, invitations being designed. My fiancé and I had been together 4 years, living in my condo for the past 2. Everything seemed normal. Great, even. We had the whole future planned out. Kids, house in the suburbs, all of it. Then my buddy destroyed my world with a single screenshot. We were watching the game and he was half paying attention, swiping through a dating app. He started laughing, turned his phone to me. "Bro, this chick looks exactly like your girl." "Girl?" I looked at the screen. My heart stopped. It was her. Not someone who looked like her. Her. Recent photos, including one I'd literally taken of her 2 weeks earlier at brunch. Profile said she was single. No drama, looking for something real. My buddy's face changed when he saw my expression. "Oh no, dude, that's not actually." "What app is that?" He told me. I downloaded it immediately while he sat there looking horrified. Found her profile in minutes. Active status showed she'd been online that morning. Felt like the floor dropped out from under me. Went home. She was on the couch watching some reality show, acting completely normal. Asked me about the game. I couldn't even form words properly. Mumbled something about it being good. Locked myself in my office. Downloaded 2 more popular dating apps. Found her on both. 3 apps, 3 active profiles, all claiming she was single. One said, recently out of a long relationship, ready to start fresh. Another had, independent woman seeking adventure. The third was the single, no drama version. All of them had recent photos. All of them were getting matches and messages. Sat there staring at my phone until past midnight, just trying to process. The woman I was supposed to marry in 3 months was actively dating online. She knocked on my door. "You coming to bed?" "Yeah, just wrapping up some work." "Okay, love you." "Love you too." That felt like swallowing glass. Spent the next few days in a fog, went to work, came home, acted normal. Meanwhile, I was taking screenshots of everything. Her profiles, her activity status, the fact that she was online constantly. Then I had an idea. Created a fake profile on the app where I'd first seen her. Used photos of a friend who'd moved overseas and gave me permission. Made myself into exactly her type, successful, into travel, outdoorsy, no baggage. Swiped right on her. We matched within an hour, started chatting. She was immediately flirty, told me she was newly single after a long relationship and excited to meet new people. Newly single. Cool. News to me. Kept the conversation going for a few days. She gave me her number. We moved to texting. She sent selfies with captions about how she was looking forward to meeting someone genuine. I suggested dinner. Nice Italian place downtown. Actually the same restaurant where we'd celebrated our anniversary. She agreed enthusiastically. "Can't wait. It's been forever since a guy planned a proper date." Yeah, because I'd been taking her to nice places for 4 years. But sure. Spent the next couple days packing her stuff. Every single thing. Clothes, shoes, toiletries, that collection of decorative pillows that took up half the couch. Everything. Rented a storage unit. Moved it all there. Took photos of everything organized and labeled. Got receipts. Had my locks changed. My condo, my name on the deed. She'd moved in with me, but legally it was mine. Made a reservation at the restaurant under the fake name. Day of the date, she told me she was having girls' night with coworkers. Would probably crash at her friend's place since they'd be drinking. "Have fun," I said. "Thanks, babe. You're the best." I got to the restaurant early. Talked to the manager, explained I needed a specific table with a view of the entrance. Didn't explain why. Slipped him some cash. He made it happen. Sat there waiting. Ordered a drink. Tried to keep my hands from shaking. She walked in looking incredible. Hair perfect, makeup done, wearing a dress I'd never seen before. She looked around nervously, checking her phone. I texted from the fake profile. "Just parking, be right in." Watched her face light up. She fixed her hair, checked her makeup with her phone camera. Got up, walked over. "Hey." She turned around. Her expression went from excited to confused to absolutely terrified in about 2 seconds. "What? Why are you?" "Funny running into you here. Thought you were having girls' night." Her mouth opened and closed. No words came out. Pulled out my phone, showed her the screenshots, her dating profiles, our text conversations, all of it. So here's the situation. Your stuff is packed. It's in a storage unit. Put the key and address on the host stand. Paid through the end of the month. After that, you figure it out. You can't. My condo. My name on everything. I absolutely can. We're engaged. Yeah, about that. Held out my hand. Ring. What? No, you gave that to me. Engagement rings are conditional gifts. No wedding. I get it back. Ring, now. She looked around wildly. The host was pretending not to listen, but absolutely was. Other diners were starting to notice. You're doing this here? In public? You were about to have a date here with someone else, while engaged to me. Seemed appropriate. I can explain all of this. It's not what it looks like. Really? What does it look like to you? Because to me it looks like you're on 3 dating apps telling strangers you're single while planning our wedding. I had cold feet. I wasn't actually going to meet. And yet here you are, at a restaurant, for a date, with someone who isn't me. She started crying. Please, can we just talk about this at home? You don't have a home, not with me. Ring. Last chance before I call my lawyer and make this really complicated. She twisted the ring off, threw it at me. I caught it. You're unbelievable. Over some stupid apps? Over you cheating. Yeah, that tends to end engagements. Rings going back in the family. Maybe I'll give it to someone who actually wants to marry me. I do want to marry you. Weird way of showing it. Storage unit address is on that paper. Your stuff is there. Don't contact me except for logistics. We're done. Walked out. Could hear her crying behind me. The host looked extremely uncomfortable. Got in my car. Hands were shaking now, but I felt lighter, like I'd been carrying something heavy and finally put it down. Blocked her on everything except text. Needed that for any issues with her belongings. She texted within the hour. This is insane. I'm coming to get my things right now. They're in storage. Address was provided. Let me in our home. My home. You don't live here anymore. I'm calling the cops. Go ahead. I'll show them the lease in my name and your dating profiles. Good luck. No response after that. Update 1. Next morning started with a barrage of texts. She cycled through every emotion. Sorry, angry, sorry again, threatening. I never actually met anyone from those apps. You're overreacting. I'm getting a lawyer. Please, can we just talk? Ignored them. Her mom called. Let it go to voicemail. She left this long message about how I was throwing away 4 years and nobody's perfect and marriage is about forgiveness. Deleted it. Her best friend texted, really classy, humiliating her in public. She was on a date with someone else while engaged to me after lying about where she was. She made a mistake. She made 3 dating profiles. That's not a mistake. That's a pattern. Blocked her. Around midday, security at my office called. My ex was in the lobby demanding to see me. Went down. She looked rough. Makeup smeared, hair messy. She'd clearly been crying. Please, 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking. No. I can explain everything. You were actively dating other people while we were planning our wedding. What's to explain? I was having doubts. I needed to feel wanted. You are wanted. By dozens of guys on dating apps apparently. Go date them. I don't want them. I want you. Should have thought about that before making 3 profiles calling yourself single. Everyone gets cold feet. It's normal. Normal is talking to your fiancé, not joining dating apps. We're done. Leave or I'm calling security. She tried to follow me to the elevator. Security intervened. Got an email from her that evening. Long rambling thing about how her therapist said it was normal to have doubts and the apps were just exploring feelings. And she never intended to actually meet anyone, except she literally showed up to meet someone. But sure. Deleted it. She came to my condo that night, rang the doorbell forever. My Ring camera caught all of it. Her yelling, crying, begging, used the intercom. What? Let me in. We need to talk. No, you can't throw away 4 years over this. I didn't. You did when you joined 3 dating apps. I never met anyone. You were at a restaurant for a date when I confronted you. That's meeting someone. That was the first time. I was just curious. About what? Being single? Congratulations, you are now. She kept yelling, saying she had more stuff to get, that I'd missed things. Everything is in storage. You have the address. What about my jewelry? My grandmother's necklace? All in storage, photographed and documented. You have access. Where am I supposed to live? Not my problem. Call your mom, call your friend, call one of your matches. She finally left after maybe half an hour of this. Next morning, letter from a lawyer, her lawyer, demanding I let her back into her residence and return her property and provide financial support. My lawyer responded same day, pointed out the condo deed in my name only, the fact that all her stuff was safely in storage she had the key to, and that we weren't married so no support was owed. Also attached screenshots of all 3 dating profiles with timestamps showing when they were active. Her lawyer went quiet after that, but she ramped up. New phone number, you kept the ring. That's not fair, it's mine. Conditional gift. No marriage, it comes back. I'm reporting you for theft. You gave it back voluntarily in front of witnesses. Try it. She actually filed a police report claiming I'd stolen her belongings. 2 officers showed up. I showed them everything. Storage receipt, photos of her stuff organized, the texts giving her the address and key, the deed showing the condo was mine. Sir, there's no crime here. She has access to her belongings. They left. I filed my own report about her harassment, the doorbell videos, the office visit, the constant contact. Document it, the officer said. If it continues, restraining order is easy. Update 2. Second week was peak chaos. She went nuclear on social media. Posted this whole sob story about how I'd blindsided her at a restaurant and threw her out with no warning. And now she was homeless and devastated. Her friends flooded the comments, calling me abusive, controlling, heartless. My phone blew up with people asking what happened. I stayed off social media, but I sent a few close friends the full story with screenshots. Let the truth spread naturally. Within days, the narrative shifted. Comments started appearing. Why were you on dating apps then? Weren't you engaged? She deleted the posts. Her mom called my mom, told her I'd destroyed her daughter's life and needed to fix this. My mom called me. What happened? Explained everything. Oh honey, I'm so sorry, that must have been awful. I'm okay. Her mother says you blindsided her. I caught her on a date with someone else. After finding her on 3 dating apps, I didn't blindside anyone. Mom called her mom back. Apparently it got heated. Now both families were fighting. Great. Then came the wedding vendors. We'd put down about $15,000 in deposits. She started demanding I give her half back. Half of what? The deposits. I put money into that wedding. You put in $3,000, I put in $12,000, and the wedding's off because you were cheating. I wasn't cheating. You were on dating apps actively meeting people. That's cheating. It doesn't count. To who? What world do you live in? Started contacting vendors. Most were understanding about cancellations. Lost about $6,800 in non-refundables. Sucked, but could have been worse. She kept demanding money. Got her friends to pressure me. Come on man, help her out, she's struggling. She makes $75 a year, she'll be fine. You make more, you should help. Why? She cheated on me, she gets nothing. Blocked them all. 3 weeks in, she filed a small claims case. Wanted $8,500 for the engagement ring. Claimed it was an unconditional gift. My lawyer was amused. She gave it back, voluntarily. You have witnesses. This is getting dismissed. Court day came. Judge looked at her lawyer. Your client returned this ring? Under duress. What duress? He confronted her in a public place. After catching her on a date with another man. Was she being detained? Well, no, but was she free to leave? Yes, but the emotional. She voluntarily returned the ring. Case dismissed. Outside the courthouse she was livid. This isn't over. Yeah, it is. You'll regret this. I really won't. Then she did something monumentally stupid. Broke into the storage unit, cut the lock off, took her stuff, but also destroyed some of my things I'd temporarily stored there. Ski equipment worth about $2,300. Just smashed it all. Storage facility had cameras. They called me immediately. Filed a police report. She got charged with criminal mischief and destruction of property. Her lawyer called mine. Can we settle? She'll pay damages if you drop charges. She pays $2,700 total, covers my equipment plus the lock and facility's security costs. In writing that she admits to breaking in by end of week. Long pause. I'll discuss with my client. She paid. The written admission was gold. Signed statement accepting full responsibility. After that, things went quiet. She ran out of money for lawyers, ran out of energy for fighting. Most of her friends had abandoned her once the truth came out about the dating apps. Final update. It's been about 2 months since the restaurant. The engagement is dead. Rings in my safe deposit box. Final damage. Lost $1,600 on wedding deposit, spent $220 on new locks, spent $950 on storage and lawyer consultations. Got back $2,700 from her for the damages. Net loss, $5,270. Could have been worse. Way worse if I'd married her and then found out. She moved back with her parents. Heard through mutual friends she's still active on all the dating apps. At least, she's honestly single now. Those same friends told me she's been saying I trapped her and made her feel like she couldn't explore her options. Wild. But whatever. Everyone who matters knows the truth. My life is genuinely better. The condo feels bigger without her stuff everywhere. Quieter, but peaceful quiet. Redecorated. Got rid of everything that was ours and made it mine. New furniture, new layout. Mounted that TV properly instead of on the stand she insisted on. Work's been good. Actually got promoted last month. Nothing to do with the breakup, just timing. But the extra income helps. Started going out more. Weekend trips with friends, stuff I'd been putting off. Went up the coast, stayed in a nice hotel, ate good food. Didn't have to check in with anyone. That freedom was intoxicating. Dating? Not yet. Not ready. The trust issues are real, but my therapist says that's normal and I shouldn't rush it. You handled this remarkably well, she told me. Most people would have lost it. I felt like I was losing it. But you didn't. You stayed rational, documented everything, protected yourself legally. That takes serious self-control. Sometimes I think about what would have happened if my buddy hadn't shown me that profile. If I'd married her without knowing, found out years later, with kids maybe, the thought makes me sick. She texted last week from a new number. I'm really sorry. I know I messed up. Can we talk? Didn't even respond. Just blocked it. There's nothing to say. She had 4 years to be honest. She chose dating apps instead. Called everyone on our wedding invite list personally. Brief explanation. Engagement's off. No wedding happening. Sorry for the inconvenience. Most were supportive. Few asked questions. Kept it vague. Things didn't work out or we weren't compatible. Only told the full story to people I trusted completely. The ring is safe. That matters. It was my grandmother's. Means something to the family. Would have meant nothing to her. Started working out consistently. Not obsessively. Just showing up. Feels good to see progress from effort. The money that would have gone to the wedding went into investments instead. Building something. Don't know what yet, but something for me. Don't regret the restaurant confrontation. Not even a little. She was literally there for a date with someone else. The poetic justice was too perfect. Could I have done it privately? Sure. But where's the fairness in that? She was playing me like an idiot. She got caught in the most undeniable way possible. The storage unit strategy was smart, protected me legally, proved I wasn't trying to hold her stuff hostage or destroy it. Changing locks immediately prevented any "I'm moving back in" attempts. Getting the ring back at the restaurant was crucial. Before she had time to lawyer up or hide it. Everything was calculated, everything was legal, everything was documented. That's why I came out ahead. She can tell people I'm the villain. Fine, the people who matter saw the screenshots, know what really happened. I'm good. Better than good. Free from someone who saw me as a backup plan. Who was shopping around while wearing my grandmother's ring. Who lied to my face every single day. That's not love, that's not partnership. So yeah, found my fiancée on 3 dating apps, set up a fake date, showed up with her bags packed, ended it in the most dramatic way possible. Would I do it again? Absolutely. She earned every bit of it, and I got my life back. Best trade I ever made. I found out my wife was unfaithful through a text she sent to the wrong person, me. She'd meant to send it to him. I replied, "Interesting message." Then I forwarded it to my lawyer, her parents, and her boss. When she realized what she'd done 3 hours later, I, 37 male, was in a morning meeting when my phone buzzed. Opened it expecting something normal from my wife, 35. Grocery list, random thought, whatever. Got this instead. "Last night was incredible, baby. Can't stop thinking about your hands on me. Hubby's got that conference in Denver next week. You should definitely come over Monday night. We'll have the whole place to ourselves." Stared at my screen. Someone was asking me something in the meeting. I nodded. Had zero idea what they said. Here's the thing. I'm not going to Denver. Never was. That was her plan to visit her sister in Phoenix next week. Or so she told me. My brain went into this weird, calm mode, like ice water in my veins. Took a screenshot, backed it up to cloud storage, then my personal email, then texted it to myself from a different app just to be safe. Replied to her, interesting message. Then I left the meeting, told them something came up, went to my car and started making calls. Called Greg, this divorce attorney my coworker used when his marriage imploded. Left a voicemail. His paralegal called back within minutes. They had an opening that afternoon. I sent them the screenshot through their secure portal. Then I pulled up my wife's parents' contact. Her dad picked up. Hey, need to send you something? What's your email again? He could tell something was off, but gave it to me. Sent him the screenshot. No explanation, just the image. Let it speak for itself. Last call was trickier. My wife works at this marketing agency, decent-sized place. They're hardcore about workplace relationships. She'd literally complained about 2 people getting canned for dating last year. Looked up their company website. Found the HR general email. Sent it with a simple subject. Employee conduct issue, urgent. Body of the email. My wife is your employee. She accidentally sent me this text this morning instead of sending it to whoever she's having an affair with. Given her comments about last night, this appears ongoing. If this involves another employee, thought you should know about your policy violation. Attached the screenshot. Was that petty? Maybe. Did I care? Nope. Whole thing took maybe half an hour. Then I drove back to work and actually got stuff done. Answered emails, normal Tuesday stuff. While my marriage burned down in the background, phone stayed quiet. She hadn't seen my reply yet, apparently. Probably busy with actual work. Or him. The attorney meeting was efficient. She'd reviewed the screenshot already. Well, this is pretty cut and dry. How long married? 9 years. Kids? No. You want to try counseling or anything? Zero interest. She nodded like she expected that. Started asking about assets, accounts, the house. Told me the text was about as solid as evidence gets. Asked if I wanted to identify the other guy for potential, additional legal angles? Eventually maybe. Right now just move fast. She said she'd have papers ready by end of week. Asked if my wife knew I knew. Not yet. Eyebrows went up, but she didn't comment. Professional. Got home that evening. Her car in the driveway. Walked in, she's cooking dinner, all smiles. Hey babe, how was work? Interesting. Didn't register with her at all. She kept talking about her day, some client drama, office politics. I made the right noises. Wow, that sucks. We ate, watched a show. She curled against me on the couch like nothing was wrong. I felt absolutely nothing, like being anesthetized. Around 9, she went to shower. Her phone buzzed on the coffee table. I glanced over, locked obviously, but I could see the message preview. You're not answering. Everything okay? Did something happen? Unknown number. But I knew exactly who it was. She came back down, grabbed her phone, watched her face while she scrolled. Went from relaxed to confused to pale in about 10 seconds. Started scrolling faster, more frantic. Then she checked her sent messages. The moment she realized was almost cartoonish. Eyes huge, hand over mouth. Oh God, yep. Wait, this, I can explain. Don't bother. Already sent that text to my lawyer, your parents, and your company's HR, so we're way past explanations. She dropped the phone, like actually dropped it. You what? You heard me. Why would you do that? You can't just... My job. I absolutely can, and I did. Around 10 this morning. Roughly 3 hours before you figured out you sent it to the wrong person. The tears started. Mascara everywhere. The whole breakdown. Please, it was a mistake. It didn't mean anything. Which part? The affair? Or texting me about it? Nothing. Guest room's mine now. Divorce papers getting filed this week. Don't try to talk to me. Go through lawyers. Left her crying in the living room. Guest room door locked. Slept like a baby. Weird how that works. Update 1. Holy hell, the fallout was immediate. Next morning, my wife was knocking on the guest room door before my alarm even went off. I ignored it. She slid a whole letter under the door. Pages of how sorry she was, how it meant nothing, she loved me, could we please just talk? Threw it away without finishing it. She tried calling me at work, blocked, emails, set up a filter so they auto-forward to my attorney without me seeing them. Her dad called that afternoon. He sounded tired. Son, we got your message. Don't know what to say. We're just devastated. I appreciate that. She won't tell us who it is. Doesn't really matter at this point. Is there any chance you'd consider counseling? Try to work through it? She was planning to have him over while I was supposedly out of town. This wasn't a slip-up. It's been going on. I'm done. Long sigh. I understand. I'm real sorry this happened. Her mother called later. That one was different. Got the whole speech about marriage being hard work. Throwing away 9 years. People make mistakes. Told her I wasn't throwing anything away. Her daughter torched it herself. She hung up on me. Next day, my wife came home early from work. I was working remote. Didn't want to go into the office yet. She burst into my home office. HR pulled me in. They're investigating. They want to know if it's someone at the company. And? You ruined everything. If he works there, we're both getting fired. They're treating me like a criminal. You violated company policy. That's your problem. This is vindictive. You're trying to destroy me. Finally looked up at her. I forwarded evidence of your affair to people who should know about it. You destroyed your own life when you hit send on that text. Wrong person, remember? I could lose everything. Yeah. How's that feel? She switched tactics. Actual tears now. Got on her knees. Literally on her knees like some movie. Please call HR back. Tell them you misunderstood, that it was taken out of context. No. Please. I'll end it right now. Therapy, whatever you want. You'll end it? It should never have started. I'm not calling HR. You made choices. Deal with it. She absolutely lost it. Started screaming about how cruel I was, how I never loved her. I'm heartless. Grabbed a picture frame off my desk and threw it at the wall. Glass everywhere. Get out. This is my house too. For now. This room is mine though. Get out. She finally left, crying in the bedroom for hours. I put in headphones. My attorney called end of week. Papers ready. Asked if I wanted to serve them personally or use a process server. Process server at her work. Pause. That's aggressive. Good. Scheduled for the following week, delivered at her office. But things really ramped up that weekend. My wife's best friend showed up, just stormed right in. What is wrong with you? One mistake and you're destroying her entire life. One mistake, she's been sleeping with him for God knows how long, planning future hookups in our house. That's not one mistake. Everyone deserves a second chance. She's falling apart. She's upset she got caught. Big difference. You're heartless. Nah. Just done being lied to. Best friend tried the whole remember the good times angle. I shut it down. Look, she killed 9 years of marriage by stepping out, not me. If she wanted to save this, maybe don't text your affair partner about bringing him over while your husband's gone. Actually, maybe just don't have an affair. Revolutionary concept. She called me a few names and left. My wife had been staying with her apparently since the picture throwing incident. Fine by me. Update 2 papers got served at her office early the next week. Process server said she became very emotional and had to leave. Her boss witnessed it. I felt bad about that for maybe 3 seconds. Then the real entitlement started. Got a call from an unknown number couple days later. Made the mistake of answering. This is him. The other guy. We need to talk. First time hearing his voice. Deep, confident. Thought he was hot shit clearly. No, we don't. Look man, this got out of control. She's losing her job. Her marriage is over. Her parents won't even talk to her. And you could have handled this quietly. You didn't have to nuke her whole life. I actually laughed. I didn't nuke anything. She did that when she slept with you, repeatedly. It's not like that. We actually care about each other. Fascinating. Lose my number. Hung up. Blocked it. Couple days later, my wife showed up at the house while I was at work. I'd changed the locks over the weekend. Ring doorbell caught everything. She tried her key, freaked out when it didn't work, pounded on the door, then sat on the porch crying for like an hour before leaving. Pathetic, honestly. Then I got an email from her attorney. Not about the divorce itself, about the house. She wanted immediate possession because she had nowhere to go, and I was forcing her into homelessness. My attorney's response was chef's kiss. Your client has family, friends, and apparently a boyfriend. My client owns the house, purchased before marriage, title solely in his name. She has no claim. See, here's what she forgot in her panic. I bought that house 2 years before we even got married. Never added her to the title. It was 100% mine. Her lawyer backed off that real quick. End of the week, HR made their decision. My wife got fired. Wasn't just the affair. The guy was her direct report. she'd been sleeping with someone she supervised. Massive liability, power dynamic nightmare. She got canned. He got a written warning and kept his job since technically she was the one with the power. She called me screaming. Got my new number from someone. They fired me. I have no job, no income. How am I supposed to live? Should have thought of that before sending that text. You're enjoying this. I wanted a faithful wife. You wanted someone else. Now you get to deal with reality. Reality? You systematically destroyed every part of my life. I forwarded one text. One. Everything after that is consequences of your choices. Silence for a beat. Then, my lawyer says I deserve spousal support. Half of everything. I'm taking you for everything in the divorce. Your lawyer's welcome to try. See you in court. Hung up. Changed my number again. This week, the boyfriend and my almost ex decided to try a united front approach. Both showed up at my office building. Security called me first. Told them to escort both people off property. Watched from my window as security walked them out. She was yelling something. He looked embarrassed. Good. Got a text from her mom later. What you're doing is cruel and unusual. She made a mistake. You're supposed to love her through hard times. Replied, hard times are cancer or job loss or family death. Hard times aren't I'm sleeping with my subordinate and planning to bring him to our house. That's just betrayal. No response. Wife's best friend tried one more intervention. Showed up at my gym yesterday. Cornered me after my workout. She's on my couch. No job, no money, nowhere to go. You have to help her. No, I really don't. She's falling apart. Not eating, barely sleeping. That's unfortunate. Not my problem anymore. How can you be so cold? You spent 9 years together. She threw away 9 years, not me. She made choices. These are consequences. I'm not responsible for managing the emotional fallout of her affair. What about for better or worse? Worse is external stuff you face together. Betrayal isn't worse. It's breach of contract. She broke the vows. Not me. Best friend finally gave up. Probably went back to tell my ex I'm a monster. Divorce is moving along. Court date set for about 6 weeks out. My attorney's confident. We had a prenup. Her parents insisted on it, ironically, that heavily favors the non-cheating spouse. She's getting basically nothing except her personal stuff and her car that she's still paying off. Doing okay? Not great, not terrible. Sleeping better than I did while being lied to every day. Work's been good. Picked up old hobbies. Started seeing a therapist to process it all. Weirdest thing? I don't miss her. I miss who I thought she was. But that person didn't exist. The real her is someone who could lie to my face and then act entitled to sympathy when caught. Final update. Court was last week. My ex showed up with her attorney, her mom, and, I kid you not, the boyfriend. Bringing your affair partner to divorce court is certainly a choice. Her attorney tried arguing she deserved spousal support because of the marriage length and her financial hardship. My attorney countered with the prenup, explicit infidelity clause limiting support, the text message as Exhibit A, and the whole timeline. Judge read the text, looked at my ex. Ma'am, you accidentally sent this to your husband? Yes, Your Honor, but... And you were planning to have the affair partner in your marital home? It wasn't. Seems pretty clear from your own words. Her attorney tried pivoting. Said I weaponized the text by sending it to her employer. Judge shut that down fast. Forwarding evidence to relevant parties isn't weaponizing anything. If the employer took action, that's between them and the employee. Took maybe 40 minutes total. Final ruling, no spousal support, prenup plus infidelity. Assets split per prenup. What was mine before marriage stays mine, including house. She keeps her car, personal stuff, her retirement account. She pays her own legal fees. Her mom cried in the courtroom. Her attorney looked pissed. The boyfriend sat there uncomfortable, probably realizing he won a woman with no job, no money, and a ton of baggage. Outside, my ex tried one last approach. Walked over, mascara running. I hope you're happy. Getting there. You destroyed my entire life over a mistake. Last time, you destroyed your own life. I just refused to go down with you. I loved you. No, people who love someone don't do what you did. Don't lie, don't sneak around, don't plan affairs. Whatever you felt, it wasn't love. Boyfriend came over, arm around her. Come on, babe. He's not worth it. I laughed. Good luck, man. Hope you don't have anything valuable in your name. And maybe make your contact name and her phone really distinctive, just in case. His face went pale. Guess he hadn't considered that. My ex just glared. I walked away. Got in my car. Drove home to my house. Aftermath's been interesting. Her parents cut contact entirely after court. Best friend posted some vague narcissistic exes who can't forgive thing on social media but didn't tag me. Don't care enough to respond. Found out my ex moved in with the boyfriend through mutual friends. They're making it work in his one-bedroom apartment. He's retail management. She's job hunting but having trouble since her last job ended with an ethics violation. Most places ask about that. House finally feels like mine. Repainted the bedroom. Got rid of furniture she picked. Changed everything. It's peaceful now. Work's been great actually. Got promoted last month, had been putting in extra hours. Focused on projects. Turns out when you're not being gaslit at home, you have way more energy. Started seeing someone new a couple weeks ago. Not serious, just coffee and talking. She asked about my ex. Gave her the short version. Wait, she sent the affair text to you by accident? That's almost too dumb to believe. Yep, happened. And you forwarded it to her boss? Seemed appropriate. She laughed. Savage, I respect it. We'll see where it goes. Not rushing. But it's nice talking to someone who isn't lying about where they are or who they're with. Someone asked if I regret how I handled things. The immediate forwarding, the divorce, all of it. Honestly, no. Could I have done it differently? Sure. Could have confronted her first, demanded therapy, tried to work through it. But she wasn't sorry about the affair. She was sorry she got caught. Every interaction proved that. She wanted me to save her from consequences, to run damage control, to make it all okay despite her betrayal. I'm not a rehab center for adults who make selfish choices. The text was a gift really. Clear evidence. No ambiguity, no gaslighting, no you're paranoid possibilities. Just proof. Direct, undeniable, self-provided proof. I used it efficiently. Lawyer, parents, employer, all that morning. Prevented damage control? Yes. Was that the point? Absolutely. She wanted an affair without consequences. Real life doesn't work that way. Actions have costs. Betrayal has prices. I just made sure she paid in full. Life's good now. Quiet. Honest. No drama. If that makes me cold or heartless, fine. I'd rather be cold and honest than warm and lied to. Moving forward. Living well. Best revenge isn't elaborate schemes, it's just enforcing natural consequences and refusing to be a safety net for someone who pushed you off a cliff. She sent the wrong text to the wrong person. Everything after was just gravity. I heard my wife talking to her mom. Once his business takes off, I'm filing for divorce and taking half. I saw the text. The next day I sold the company for $1,000 to my father and became an unpaid intern. Her lawyer's reaction during the asset discovery phase was pure gold. I, 35 male, run a tech consulting business from home. Been married 5 years. The business started 2 years ago after I left corporate. My wife supported the decision, said she believed in me. Revenue's been climbing steadily. Last quarter we cleared 280 Qley. This quarter's on track for 340 Qley. 2 nights ago I got home early from a client meeting that ended ahead of schedule. Around 8 p.m., my wife was in our bedroom on FaceTime with her mom. Door was half open. I heard my name and stopped in the hallway. Just need to wait another 6 months, maybe a year max. His accountant said the business valuation will hit 7 figures by next year. My wife's voice, clear as day. Her mom, and your lawyer said you're entitled to half? Yep, community property state. Everything acquired during marriage gets split 50-50. I've been documenting everything. His business expenses, revenue, client list. My lawyer said I have a solid case. What about alimony? Oh, I'll get that too. I supported him for 2 years while he built this thing. Didn't work, stayed home, managed the household. That counts. He'll owe me for years. Silence. Then her mom. You sure you want to do this? 5 years of marriage. Mom, I married him when he was making $60 at that boring office job. Now he's pulling in over $1 million a year gross. I didn't sign up to be married to some workaholic who's in his office 12 hours a day, but I did put up with the startup phase. I deserve my half. When will you tell him? Not yet. Let the business valuation hit $1.2 million minimum. Then I'll file. My lawyer said timing is everything. We want maximum asset value on record. I stood there for maybe 2 minutes, then walked back outside, sat in my car, felt nothing, then everything, then nothing again. Drove around for an hour. Came back at 10 p.m. She acted normal, asked about my meeting, kissed me goodnight. I couldn't sleep. Lay there staring at the ceiling while she snored peacefully next to me. By 3 a.m., I had a plan. At 7 a.m., I called my dad. He's retired, used to run his own consulting business, sold it 15 years ago. Dad, I need your help. Can you come over today? It's urgent. He heard the tone, didn't ask questions. I'll be there at 9. I told him everything. Showed him the texts I'd found after she left for her yoga class. Her conversation history with her lawyer. Dates, times, strategy sessions. Screenshots of our business bank statements she'd been forwarding to her lawyer. My dad sat quiet for a long time. You know what you're asking me to do could be challenged in court. I know, but I'm not trying to hide assets illegally. I'm restructuring my business. Perfectly legal. I just need it done before she files. He nodded. Let's call my attorney. By 5 p.m. that day, we had paperwork ready. Sale of business assets and client contracts from me to my father. Purchase price, $1,000. This is gonna raise red flags, my dad's attorney warned. Selling a profitable business for $1,000? Her lawyer will scream fraudulent transfer. It's not fraudulent if it's a legitimate business decision, I said. My father is taking over operations. I'm staying on as an unpaid intern to learn business operations from him. He's providing mentorship, very standard arrangement. The lawyer smiled. Barely. You sure about this? Positive. We signed everything. I transferred ownership of my LLC to my father. Client contracts, intellectual property, everything. Kept detailed notes on why. Seeking mentorship, restructuring for growth, father's expertise invaluable. That night, my wife came home to find me at the dinner table. Hey babe, how was your day? Good. Made some business decisions. My dad's taking over the company. I'm gonna work under him for a while, learn how to scale properly. She blinked. What? Yeah, we've been talking about it for months. He ran a successful consultancy for 30 years. I've been struggling with the growth phase. Made sense to let him take ownership, and I'll learn from him. You sold him the business? Yep, closed today. Her face went pale. For how much? $1,000. Family deal. He's mentoring me now. She stared. You sold $1 million business to your dad for $1,000? Business isn't worth $1 million. That's projected valuation. Current value based on assets and contracts, about what we sold it for. Besides, it's family. He's teaching me in exchange. She excused herself, went to the bedroom. I heard her on the phone immediately. Probably with her lawyer. Didn't care. Ate my dinner, watched TV, went to bed. She didn't sleep in our room that night. Update 1. 3 days after the business sale, my wife sat me down for a talk. I think we need space. Our marriage isn't working. Okay. She blinked. Expected more resistance, probably. I'm filing for divorce. I've already spoken to a lawyer. All right, I'll get my own attorney. That's it? That's all you have to say? What else is there? You want a divorce. I'm not going to fight it. She looked almost disappointed. We'll need to divide assets. The house, savings, your business. My dad's business now. I don't own a company anymore. Her jaw tightened. We'll see what my lawyer says about that. She moved out 2 days later. Went to stay with her mom. Filed papers the following week. Her lawyer's initial asset disclosure request was a work of art. Demanded full business valuation from an independent appraiser. 3 years of business tax returns, all client contracts, business bank account statements, my personal bank statements, documentation of business sale to my father. My attorney responded with what we had. The sale agreement. Transfer of LLC ownership. New business structure showing my father as owner and me as unpaid intern. Her lawyer called mine. I was in the room. What the hell is this? My attorney put it on speaker. What's the problem? Your client sold a 7-figure business for $1,000 3 days before my client indicated she wanted a divorce? And now he's an unpaid intern? This is textbook asset hiding. My client restructured his business arrangement with his father. Perfectly legal transaction between family members. He's learning business management. It's actually quite common. He's hiding assets. We'll file a motion for fraudulent transfer. Feel free. My client has documentation showing this was a legitimate business decision. Emails between him and his father going back 6 months discussing this transition. Those emails existed now. My dad and I had been thorough. Her lawyer sputtered. He makes 6 figures and you're claiming he's an unpaid intern? He's learning from his father. Family mentorship arrangement, very standard. We'll subpoena the father. We'll get business records. You're welcome to try. The business belongs to my client's father now. It's not marital property. My wife's lawyer hung up. 2 weeks later, we got the motion. Her lawyer filed for an emergency hearing claiming I'd hidden assets, demanded the business sale be voided, demanded temporary spousal support of $8,000 a month. The hearing was interesting. Her lawyer went hard. Your Honor, the respondent sold a profitable business worth over $1 million to his father for $1,000 days after his wife indicated she wanted space. This is clearly an attempt to hide marital assets. Judge looked at me. What's your response? My attorney stood. Your Honor, my client restructured his business with his father's mentorship. This was discussed for months prior to any marriage issues. We have documentation. Produce it. We did. Emails from 4 months prior. My dad and I discussing business growth struggles. Him offering to take over operations and mentor me. Long-term business planning discussions. Your Honor, her lawyer interrupted, these emails are obviously fabricated after the fact. Judge, do you have evidence they're fabricated? The timing is suspicious. Suspicious isn't evidence. Anything else? Her lawyer pivoted. He claims to be an unpaid intern, but the business generates significant revenue. Where's that money going? My attorney. To my client's father, who owns the business. And the father is just keeping it. It's his business. He can do what he wants with the proceeds. Judge looked at the papers. What's your current income? 0, Your Honor. I'm learning business operations from my father. How are you supporting yourself? Savings. My father occasionally helps with groceries. I'm living very modestly. My wife practically hissed from her side of the room. Judge, motion for voiding the business sale is denied pending further discovery. However, I'm ordering temporary spousal support of $2,000 per month based on marital lifestyle and your savings account balance. My attorney. Your Honor, my client has approximately $15,000 in personal savings. At $2,000 monthly, that's less than 8 months of support. Then he better find employment soon, or his father can pay him for his work. We left the courthouse. My wife was fuming in the parking lot. You think you're so smart? My lawyer's gonna tear your little scheme apart. It's not a scheme, it's a business restructuring. You hid assets, you're gonna pay for this. I didn't hide anything. I sold my business. That's legal. Her mom appeared from her car. You're a snake. My daughter supported you. Your daughter was counting down days until my business hit a certain valuation so she could take half. I heard the conversation, saw the texts. Her mom's face went red. You were spying on her? I walked into my own house and heard you two planning my financial destruction. That's not spying, that's awareness. We'll get a forensic accountant. We'll prove fraud. Go ahead, everything's documented and legal. They left. I went home, ate a sandwich. Felt weird, not happy, not sad, just in motion. Update 2. The forensic accountant's report came back 6 weeks later. My wife's lawyer had hired some expensive firm to dig through everything. Their findings. 1. Business sale to father appeared undervalued. 2. However, no evidence of hidden accounts or transferred funds. 3. Client contracts were legitimately transferred. 4. Business revenue was going to father's business account. 5. I had no access to those funds. 6. My personal spending had dropped 90% since the sale. Her lawyer filed another motion, emergency hearing for fraudulent conveyance. This hearing was brutal. 3 hours of testimony. Their forensic accountant testified the business was worth $800,000 to $1.2 million based on revenue and client contracts. So selling it for $1,000 is clearly fraudulent? Her lawyer asked. It appears undervalued, yes. My attorney cross-examined. Is it common for family businesses to have internal transfers at non-market rates? Well, yes, but... And is it common for parents to mentor their children in business operations? Yes, but... And would you agree that business valuation is subjective, especially for service-based businesses dependent on specific relationships? To some extent, yes. No further questions. Then my dad testified. He was perfect. Why did you agree to buy your son's business for $1,000? Because he's my son. He was struggling with growth management. I offered to take over operations and teach him properly. The money wasn't the point, the education was. And the revenue from the business goes into my business account. I use it to pay expenses, contractors, overhead, standard business operations. Are you paying your son? Not currently. He's learning. Once he demonstrates competency, we'll discuss compensation. Her lawyer jumped in. Isn't it convenient that he suddenly broke right when his wife files for divorce? My dad looked at her. My son made a business decision months before any divorce talk. If his wife has a problem with the timing, perhaps she should have been more transparent about her intentions. Objection. Speculation. Judge, stick to facts, sir. My dad nodded. The facts are simple. I own a business. My son works for me unpaid while learning. This is a standard family business arrangement. The judge took a recess. Came back an hour later. I've reviewed everything. While the business sale appears undervalued, I cannot find evidence of fraud. Family business transfers often happen at non-market rates. However, we all waited. However, I'm ordering a structured settlement negotiation. The wife is entitled to a share of marital assets. The business was built during the marriage using marital resources. Even if currently owned by the father, the wife contributed to its development through household support. My attorney nodded. Expected this. Judge continued, I'm appointing a mediator. You have 60 days to reach a settlement. If you can't agree, we go to trial. Mediation was its own nightmare. Her lawyer started at $400,000, half the business valuation plus compensation for spousal support. My attorney countered, the business was sold for $1,000. That's the documented value. We'll offer $50,000 from my client's father's proceeds as a goodwill settlement. Her lawyer laughed. Goodwill? Your client committed fraud. Prove it. We went back and forth for 3 sessions. Her lawyer brought in her mom as a witness to the planning conversations. She talked about divorce for months. She knew about the business value. My attorney, so you're admitting she was planning to divorce him specifically to take half his business earnings? Her mom stumbled. That's not, she was just being practical. Practical about planning a divorce around maximum asset extraction? Her lawyer objected. We moved on. Eventually numbers started getting real. She wanted $300. We offered $75. She came down to $250K. We went to $100K. Her lawyer pulled her aside. Loud whispered conversation. My client needs to know where this money is coming from. My client's father will pay it from business proceeds. Why would he do that? Because it'll end this litigation and let everyone move on. They huddled again. Her face was red, angry, realized she wasn't getting her big payday. We'll accept $175,000. That's our final offer. My attorney looked at me. I nodded to my dad. He nodded back. Deal. But it's structured. $75 at signing, $50 in 6 months, $50K in 12 months. No. Lump sum. Structured or no deal. My client's father doesn't have $175K liquid. Lie. But whatever. More huddling. She looked desperate now. Probably had debts. Probably promised her lawyer a big payout. Fine. Structured. We signed papers 2 weeks later. Divorce finalized simultaneously. No alimony beyond the settlement because I had no income. She got her car paid off, $8,000 from our savings, and the structured $175. I kept the house, had to refinance to remove her name, paid her $25 for her equity stake. The whole process took 7 months. Update 3. Final. It's been 4 months since the divorce finalized. Time for the actual resolution. That $175K my dad paid her came from his savings, not business proceeds. I'm paying him back slowly. We have a legal loan agreement, interest-free family loan, totally legitimate, tax documented. The business? Still my dad's on paper. I'm still technically an unpaid intern, but we have a buyback agreement. In 3 years, I buy it back from him for $1,000. Everything's documented through his attorney. When I do, I'll have a successfully learned business with 3 more years of revenue growth that was never part of my divorce. Meanwhile, I have gotten paid. Sort of. My dad hires me as a contractor occasionally. $3,000 here, $5,000 there. For special projects. Keeps me fed without triggering post-divorce support modifications. My ex-wife? Last I heard through mutual acquaintances, she burned through most of the settlement money. Apparently she had credit card debt I didn't know about. About 40 cal worth. That ate a big chunk. Then she took a recovery trip to Europe with her mom. Another 15 gal are gone. She's working now. Some retail management position. Makes about $45 a year. Lives in a small apartment. Her mom apparently complains constantly about how I ruined her daughter's life. The irony isn't lost on me. Here's the thing though, this wasn't a clean win. The 175 cam my dad paid hurt. That was real money from his retirement savings. Yeah, I'm paying him back, but it'll take years. The legal fees were $28,000 on my side. The stress aged me. I lost 15 pounds during the divorce. Good weight, but still. And I live differently now. Smaller, quieter. I don't make big purchases, don't talk about money, keep everything close. Maybe that's paranoia, maybe that's wisdom, don't know yet. The house feels empty. I thought I'd feel victorious living here alone. Mostly just feels empty. I'm 35, divorced, sleeping in a house I had to refinance to keep. Not exactly the dream. But here's what I do have. My business. Still operating, still growing. My dad's been legitimately helpful with scaling strategies. Revenue's actually up. We're on track for 420 calories this year. When I buy it back in 3 years, I'll own something we built together. Something she can never touch. And I learned something valuable. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. She showed me she valued my income over me, made spreadsheets of my earning potential, timed a divorce around asset extraction. That's not a partner. That's a strategic planner. And I'm glad I found out before we had kids, before the business hit 8 figures, before I was in too deep. Some friends think I was vindictive. She was your wife, you should have split fairly. Fair? She was planning to leave me the moment I was financially successful enough. Was that fair? Other friends think I'm a genius. You played the system perfectly. I didn't play anything perfectly. I reacted to a betrayal with the only move I could see. It wasn't elegant. It was messy and expensive and stressful. But it was necessary. My dad and I have dinner once a week now. Usually Thursdays. We talk about business, life, the divorce. He never says I told you so, even though he warned me about rushing into marriage. Just sits there, listens, occasionally offers perspective. You know, he said last week, most men in your situation would have just accepted the loss, handed over half and moved on. Yeah? Yeah, the fact that you saw the problem and acted, that takes guts, even if it wasn't perfect. It definitely wasn't perfect. Nothing in divorce is, but you protected what you built. That matters. I'm not dating, not ready, maybe won't be for a while. Hard to trust after watching someone I loved calculate exactly when to leave me for maximum profit. But I'm okay. The business keeps me busy. The house is mine. I'm paying my dad back monthly. Life keeps moving. There's no Hollywood ending here. My ex-wife didn't have some come-to-Jesus moment of realization. She didn't apologize or admit she was wrong. She's out there right now, probably telling people I'm the villain who hid assets and screwed her in the divorce. And legally, technically, I might have. The business sale was aggressive. Probably won't hold up if anyone really digs. But by the time anyone cares enough to dig, it'll be years past and much harder to prove. The thing about consequences, they're not always immediate or dramatic. Sometimes consequences just living with what you did. She lives with choosing money over marriage. I live with the defense mechanisms I built. She wanted her half of a successful business. Instead, she got a structured settlement and a retail job. I wanted a partner who valued me over my bank account. Instead, I got an empty house and trust issues. We both lost things. The difference is, I still have my business. And that's enough. The intern position ends in November when I complete training. My dad and I will restructure to contractor status, official, documented, properly taxed. In 3 years, I'll buy back my business. By then, my ex-wife will be a distant memory. That's the real revenge, I guess. Not the dramatic courtroom victory or the public humiliation. Just moving forward, building something, recovering. Some people ask if I'd do it differently. Honestly, maybe. The stress nearly broke me. The legal fees, the paranoia, the constant fear that her lawyer would find some loophole. But then I remember that conversation I overheard. Her voice so casual, discussing the exact dollar amount she wanted to extract from me. The timeline, the strategy. And I think, yeah, I'd do it exactly the same way. She played a long game. I just played a slightly longer one. End of story.